Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. If you're new and haven't subscribed, I would love for you to do so. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. We are getting close to a milestone number to which I will be giving a giveaway. And so I would love for you to hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. Okay, and share my videos. That would be such a great help. Anyway, today we're starting a new segment. This idea came to Bryant just this morning. And I thought, you know, what an awesome idea. And I'd already planned what I'm going to do today, and it just falls right into his new segment. I'm going to name it Recipes on Trial. These are recipes I've never tried before. It may be some that I've made up. It may be some that I see or hear somewhere else. It may be some that I've seen or heard somewhere else and I want to tweak it and try it a different way. It's recipes on trial, and they're going to either pass or fail, and you're going to be with me for them. So, with that being said, roll the intro.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside.
So, what is our trial recipe today? I have been craving a loaf of bread. I saw a bread machine recipe somewhere that I thought, I wonder if I can do that. I don't have a bread machine, so I wondered, could I do that, myself? And I think I can. I've changed a little bit out of the recipe. Anyway, I'm changing the recipe a little bit. So, let's get started. I've got some hot water here, just out of the tap. 1.5 cups of hot water. And to that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of instant yeast. And then to that, always make sure your yeast is in date. To that, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of honey. And yes, I know I could have sprayed that and it come out really easy, but some things just are easier just to go ahead and dig in there and do it. All right, I'm going to stir that honey up just a little bit. I probably should have put it in first, but I didn't. It's okay. We're going to let that sit there for a minute. Let that bloom, and while it gets ready, and while it starts to become active and alive, we are going to get our dry ingredients ready. Let me get that last little bit out. Okay. Y'all, I bought apples the other day, and I've got to get on my apples. Got to get on my apples. Okay. So in here, I'm going to go in with 3 cups of flour. You could use bread flour. I'm just using regular all-purpose. So there's 1/2 whole, 1/2, 2, 1/2, and 3. I find that bread recipes are often forgiving. You don't have to be quite as exact. Okay, so to that, I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of quick oats. And if you don't have quick oats, just pulse them a couple times in a food processor, and there you have it. You've got quick oats. Okay, And to that, I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour. This is gonna, I don't think I've made a bread. My favorite bread is the one I've done on here before. Well, of course, I love my crusty bread. But as far as loaf bread, I love the one that calls for so much sugar. And everybody's like, that's so much sugar. But it's the best, I'm telling you. It is absolutely the best. All right, and a 1/2 cup of whole wheat. Let me grab the salt and a whisk, and I'll meet you right back. All right, everyone, I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of salt, and you don't want to forget the salt. Bread is no good if you forget the salt. Okay, so let me give this a whisk. Just a preliminary mixing. Sometimes I find if salt is right next to the yeast, it deactivates the yeast a little bit. So, and I'm going to just create like a center well. Somewhat. Y'all, I want you to look. That is alive and well right there. Okay, so we're going to go in with this. Let's see, I'm going to see if I can, there's some honey in the bottom. Let's get that out. We definitely want that honey in there too. All right, so I'm anxious to see. I've changed, the honey was not added into the recipe. It was something else. I'm making it like in the oven. So I'm doing the kneading, I'm doing the mixing, not a bread machine. So I'm just going to get it good and started. All right, I'm also going to add in 2 tablespoons of melted butter. All right. Okay, I believe I'm going to get in here with my hands now and knead a little bit. Let me roll up my sleeves. And I'm just going in with my hands. And we're going to bring this together until it becomes a smooth ball. And I'm just kneading it right here in the bowl. And when I get a wet side, I'm going to turn it over so it can pick up some of this loose stuff. If I need to add a little bit more warm water, I can. But I think the more I knead it, the better off we are. And I'm just going to try to keep kneading it in the bowl. I can pull it out on the counter in a little bit. I don't think I've ever made bread that had, I've had bread that has oatmeal in it, but I don't believe I've ever made bread that has oatmeal in it. All right, I'm going to pull this out onto the counter now. All right. Oops, I put the wrong kind of flour out. That's okay. I believe we're good. I'm just going to knead until it comes together into a smooth, somewhat smooth ball. I'm not sure how smooth it'll be with the oats and the whole wheat flour. But we'll see. All right, let's see if there's any spring back to it yet. Like I said, I've never made it like this, so yeah, we're almost there. There's some good spring back. I'm assuming it's like every other kind of bread. You want it to get it into a smooth, springy ball. Y'all, I don't know if I told you. I know I did tell you, but I don't know if I finished telling you. I've got these apples that I've got to start working with. And they're seconds, so I'm going to have a lot of work cutting out any bad spots, any wormy spots or whatever. All right, let's check it now. Yep. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this back in the bowl that I made it in. I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to stick it in the oven with the oven light on. And we're going to let it rise for, I'm going to check it in an hour and see if it's risen any. And then we'll form it into a loaf. Got to do a little research while it's rising and check to see temperature and how long to bake it, since I'm not doing it in a bread machine. So we're going to give this a try. I'm super excited about this kind of bread. I have never made, like, I guess this is a honey oat wheat bread. So I'm excited to try this. So we'll be back in just a little while. Okay, I was in the midst of cutting up apples and getting things ready when my timer goes off. So the first rise is done. So let's see how it did. It's nice and warm. Oh, it rose so pretty. Okay. Oh my goodness, y'all. Look at that. Oh, it looks so good. All right, so I'm just going to, we're going to pull this out here. I'm just going to get out any air bubbles. And we are just going to shape this back into a log. And I want it kind of even. There we go. All right. I have a bread pan. See, I just kind of formed it into a loaf. So let me spray my bread pan. We're going to let it rise one more time. But I'm going to let it rise in the actual bread pan. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, I'm going to put it right back in the oven near the light. Let it rise. That first rise was for an hour. This one will be for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on where I am in my apples, and then we'll bake it. Okay, guys, I'm about 30 minutes into the second rise, and I just happened to check on it, and it's above the pan. So I don't want to let it rise any more than this. So I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350 and get it going. And we will stick this bad boy in the oven and see how he turns out. So, I've got it preheating to 350. As soon as it beeps, he'll go in. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Okay, guys, so we will, I'll turn this out. I'll let it cool for just a minute, and then we'll turn it out. I won't cut it till it cools, or almost completely cools. And we'll get, hopefully Bryant can come in and give a taste test. If not, you know, I can take one for the team, and I can give it a taste test. I hope this works. I hope this is a recipe on trial that is found foolproof. So we shall see. All right, I'm gonna let it cool. I'll bring you back when it's time to cut into it. Y'all, my kitchen just feels like it has exploded. I got apple butter cooking here. I've made the bread. I'm fixing to do applesauce. I'm fixing to pull out well, I may not do applesauce till tomorrow. I've done my apple cider vinegar. It's over there. I've got apple juice storing, ready to add to the apple juice tomorrow. And then we're going to make apple jelly. So it's apple, 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 apple. But right now, it's the bread. So let me turn this down. We may have to get this video up for you guys without Bryant. How sad. Okay. Now, I wanted it to cool completely, but that's not going to happen. So, now this is just like loaf bread, sandwich loaf bread. Oh my, look at that crumb, and that's even with me cutting it hot. Look at that. See, it's stuck together because it's hot and warm. I can only imagine what it would look like if I had let it cool. Okay, so I've got some softened butter back here. I mean, what's bread without butter? Okay. Now, I'm going to fix something tonight for supper. And it's going to be another recipe on trial. So it'll be tomorrow night's probably. All right, let's give this a try. That is so... All right. You were found innocent of being bad. So you are free to go. In my mouth. That is so good. And I feel a little bit better about eating it because it's got wheat flour in it. Yeah. I'll tell myself that anyway. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, we'll get Bryant's thoughts on this. And I may do a little short video or I may get his opinion on tomorrow's video. But, y'all, you gotta try this bread. And this was a bread that I found somewhere. And like I said, it was a bread machine bread. I'm like, I don't have a bread machine, but that recipe seems interesting. But there's some things I want to tweak about it. Like it did not call for honey. But that's a delicious bread. Y'all, you can't beat that. With a stick. I'm thinking I'm liking this recipe on trial segment. Tell me what you think. You think it's going to be a good little trial segment? I won't do it every video, but occasional. And you might get two back to back because I know tomorrow's video is going to be a recipe on trial too. And it's like a whole meal on trial. I've never even had what I'm going to fix tonight. Like no sort, any way, shape or form. So, and this is going to be part of it. Just a small part, but it's going to be part of it. Okay, guys. Yay! All right, thank you so much for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you were here with me for this new adventure and this new bread that is absolutely delicious. And you need to try it. It was so easy. You saw how easy it was. Everything was real time. The only thing that wasn't real time was the rising. And you didn't want to sit around and watch nothing for an hour. And then again for like 30 minutes. So, yeah, this was thebomb.com. All right. Easy, easy, and delicious. All right. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.